Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be a little different. We're going to be doing a top 5 video. Now this top 5 video is going to be a little different from your regular top 5 video. This top 5 video is going to be the top 5 best troll tanks in World of Tanks Blitz. And basically we're just going to be counting down the top 5 funniest slash, just most troll tanks you can play out there in the game. This is my opinion, of course. You can disagree, whatever. If you do disagree with me, tell me your list of the most troll tanks down below in the comments section. But we're just going to be going over the top 5. And in number 5, we have the ISU-152. Now, this can also be placed with the SU-152, but I didn't put the SU-152 on this for a reason you'll see later. But it does kind of make sense that I didn't put the SU-152 on here. So, coming in at number 5, like I said, is the ISU-152. Of course, this tank is just amazing. Great reload, great alpha, you got the derp, it's just your Soviet derp machine. So that's why I did decide to place this one at number 5. You can really troll heavy tanks because you just pin through them like butter. I mean, it's just an amazing tank to have some fun with. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, so coming in at number 4, of course, we gotta have this tank on this list, the KV-2. This is an absolutely hilarious tank to play. I'm sure all of you already know about this tank. I mean, it got nerfed a while ago with the HE, but it's still just absolutely amazing to troll with. And, I mean, it's just so much fun whenever it does work. Of course, you can get those games where you kind of get trolled by RNG and you do horrible, but whenever you actually have some decent RNG, oh boy, can this be a hilarious tank to play. So I thought this definitely deserved a place on this list, and I would probably put it higher if this was, maybe a year ago, but whenever that nerf on the HE did happen, it's not quite as good as it used to be. It's still a fun tank, definitely still a fun tank to play, and still a troll tank and stuff, but I mean, bring back the KV-2 Wargaming. It was much better how it was before, in my opinion. I don't think it needed the nerf, and that shell was my fault. I don't know why I shot that. Don't just shoot random times in your KV-2, guys. The 20-second reload is not good. So yeah, that's why I did decide to put this at number 4, is because of that nerf that happened like 8 months ago. It's been like almost a year now, to be honest. So yeah, that's why I'm putting this at number 4 and not higher on the list. Alright, so moving on to the next one. Alright, so coming in at number 3, of course, we have the Deathstar. I mean, this tank is absolutely hilarious. And this is going to be the only tier 10 tank on this list, because this is really the tier 10 doesn't really have many troll tanks. I would even say tier 9 has the least troll tanks. There's no troll tanks at tier 9, which it kind of makes sense, higher tiers probably shouldn't have just kind of troll funny tanks. But the Deathstar is the one tank that is like that, and of course I got to put this on the list. It's the Deathstar. Biggest alpha in the game. It's got the Hesh. It's just like it's the best dirt tank in the game, I guess you could say, for alpha. I mean, obviously there's ones that perform better, tier for tier and stuff. Of course, this does not perform good. Do not play this if you're trying to get stats. This is, of course, just a tank to play for fun, because you're not going to be winning a lot. This is a pretty bad tank when it comes to an actual tank, but when it comes to having fun and trolling, it is a pretty enjoyable tank. So that's why I decided to put this at number 3. Alright, moving on to the next one. Alright, so for number 2, I mean, you gotta do this. This has got to be on the list. Of course, it is the TOG-2, the absolute funniest tank in the game well, not the absolute funniest tank in the game, but the absolute funniest looking, probably, tank in the game. I mean, it looks like a hot dog. It looks like a Lambo. It's a World War I battleship on land, pretty much. I mean, it's hilarious. This is definitely a good troll tank, and of course, if you're playing this, you gotta play it in a platoon. Unfortunately, I did have a ton of, I did have other footage for this video, and that included a TOG platoon, because you gotta do a TOG in a platoon, man. I mean, you just have to. But then, an update kind of wiped that out, so I had to go and play one solo, unfortunately, so I don't have the toon game. But when you're playing a TOG-2, try to platoon as much as you can. It's the most hilarious thing ever, because not only are you pretty much unstoppable, it's hilarious. So this tank definitely deserves a spot at number 2 on this list. And now moving on to number 1. Alright, so the number one best troll tank in the game, of course it's the Smasher. I mean, you had to see this one coming. Of course it's gotta be the Smasher. This tank is absolutely hilarious. If you don't have it, I'm sorry. This tank is just so funny to play. And I know everyone hates this tank at the same time because it's just so funny. I mean, the HE on this thing is insane. The heat, insane. I mean, everything about this tank is absolutely amazing. And in my opinion, is the most overpowered tank in the game. A lot of people say the Annihilator is the most overpowered tank in the game. I gotta say this is better still. I mean, the Alpha, man. I mean, the HE, it's just better in my opinion. That's just me though. But, I mean, this one had to be number one. I mean, it's amazing for trolling, and it's pretty much the best tank for it out there in the game. And, I mean, it had to go for number one place. So, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. A little bit of a different video, and a little bit of a different top 5. I thought it would be funny to do the top 5 best troll tanks in World of Tanks Blitz. And tell me your thoughts on this list down below. If you would, move around any tanks, where you put them, or if there was something like the T49 that you wanted to add it on. And now I'll tell you the reason I did not put the SE152 on the list. It's because it's too close to this, but this is better. So it didn't really make much sense to put in SU152. It feels like too much tier 7, 152s. It just, in my opinion, that's why I kind of grouped it together with the ISU152. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you want to go play any of these tanks, have some fun. And I'll see you guys in the next one.